The tunnel beneath Jayant Apartments. Realistic horror story. In April 2023, three urban explorers, Rishi, Joel and Tanu, decided to explore an old abandoned building in Bangalore called Jayant Apartments. The building had been empty for years. People said it was unsafe, but the real reason no one went near it was because of the strange things that happened there. Locals believed the building was cursed and that something was buried deep beneath it. Rishi and his friends weren't afraid. They had a YouTube channel where the girls they explored creepy places for fun and views. One night, Joel claimed he found a secret tunnel in the basement of the building. They decided to film their visit and prove the tunnel existed. They entered the apartment around 10:45 p.m. The place was quiet and dusty. The walls were cracked and the lights didn't work. The basement was even worse. It smelled like mold and metal. Under some old crates, Joel found a rusted metal hatch. It looked like it hadn't been touched in years. They opened it and found a ladder going down into the dark. Joel went first, followed by Tanu and then Rishi. Their flashlights barely lit the way. At the bottom, they found a narrow tunnel made of old bricks. It was cold, and their footsteps echoed as they walked. Strange symbols were carved into the walls. They didn't look like graffiti. They looked old and carefully made. The same symbol kept repeating again and again. It looked like a circle with a slash through it. No one knew what it meant. Rishi tried to laugh it off, but the others were starting to feel uneasy. Then, suddenly, the hatch above them slammed shut, hard. They ran back to it, but it wouldn't open. They were trapped. They had no signal on their phones, so they kept walking, hoping to find another way out. That's when they started to hear whispers. At first, it was soft, like wind, but then it got louder. The whispers were saying something in Kannada. Rishi understood it. The voice kept saying, "You were warned. You stayed. Now you belong." Joel's flashlight started flickering. Then it went out. Rishi turned on his phone flashlight just in time. In that moment, his camera caught something standing behind Joel. A tall, thin figure, pale and still, with its head bent sideways. But Joel didn't see it. None of them saw it. They kept going. Soon, they found an old iron door. Joel pushed it open. Inside was a small square room. There were chains hanging from the ceiling. The walls had deep scratch marks. In the middle of the room was a chair, bolted to the ground, with leather straps and dark stains on the seat. In the corner of the room, there was a dusty mirror, but when they looked into it, they didn't see themselves. Joel stepped toward the mirror. He stared at it, confused. His reflection wasn't there, but something else was. A shadow behind him. The lights went out again. Tanu screamed. The camera fell to the ground. It caught her face, frozen in fear. Then everything went black. When the camera came back on, only Rishi was left. He was running through the tunnel, out of breath, calling for Joel and Tanu. He turned corners, but everything looked different. It felt like the tunnel was changing. The walls looked wrong, and there were too many turns, like the place was alive. Suddenly, he stopped. Tanu was standing at the end of the corridor. She didn't move. She didn't blink. Her head was tilted, just like the figure from before. She wasn't breathing. Rishi backed away, whispering to himself, "This isn't real. This isn't real." 2 days later, rescue workers found Joel's body in the basement of the apartment. His bones were broken, like he had fallen from a great height, but there was no floors above. Tanu was never found. Rishi was discovered 5 kilometers away barefoot and in shock. He hasn't spoken since. Police recovered footage from Rishi's phone. Most of it was damaged, but one part was clear. A single frame showed something standing behind the group in the tunnel. A figure, tall, thin, with empty eyes and no mouth. After that, the entrance to the tunnel was sealed for good. But locals still say that sometimes, late at night, if you pass near the old Jayant apartments, you can hear whispers coming from the ground. And if you listen closely, the voice still says, "You were warned. You stayed. Now you belong."